Boxing's never seen nothing like this in the history of boxing. Since it began 250 years ago, it's never seen anything like this. I believe this is going to be great for boxing. I believe we're going to win.
He's going to have, after the fight is over, then so be it. I'm already in a no-win situation anyway. To me, it's a win-win. But I'm in a no-win because if I knock him out fast in the first round, they're going to be like, oh man, this wasn't worth it. If I let it go a few rounds and drag it out, they're going to be like, oh man.
I've always been in the gym training. I'm boxing professional fighters. Activity is great. I had 15 fights in 1 year when I was younger. And I think activity is great, but I'm prepared. I'm just ready.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson came face-to-face in a heated confrontation, exchanging intense words as visible tension surged between the two boxing legends.
Bring that shit up no more.
No, they should bring it up.
Okay.
They should see the difference from there to now.
Gotcha.
Me at my worst, to me at the biggest event in the history of events right now. There's never been any bigger than this. So what they have to say about that?
What does that say about you if you lose?
Well, I'm not gonna lose. So I can't even fathom losing. I can't even imagine it. I think he thinks this is gonna be a very easy night. It's not gonna be an easy night.
Tyson insists he is fully prepared for the challenge, claiming he is training harder than ever and looking sharp, confident that he can rise to the moment once again.
Put on cruise control, go out there, have some fun, and do what I do best. And that's B. Floyd Mayweather's
trainer, Rafael Cordero, says Tyson is in even better condition now than he was during his exhibition bout against Roy Jones Jr., emphasizing improvements in sharpness, stamina, and overall focus.
The fighter's waiting for his money. By the time he gets his money, everybody else took their percentage out already. So you don't know who's who. You get what they give you.
You look good. How you feeling physically?
Incredible.
You've been training?
Listen, I was wearing an extra large. It looks like I'm wearing.
Reports from camp describe Tyson as razor sharp, sparring with full intensity, pushing physical limits, and preparing with serious determination for the upcoming showdown.
Perfect time with perfect place now. Where's Mike? Put everything together. So mentally, physically, we're excited, man. Excited. If the fight was next Saturday, you will be ready for it. We talk about Roy was 4 years ago. Today, Mike is much better than he was when he fought.
Meanwhile, Jeff Mayweather has stated that Floyd has always embraced the villain role throughout his career, suggesting that a fight with Tyson could test his legacy, while still allowing him to showcase the confidence and technical mastery that defined his prime.
Okay. I'll be right.
Round one. Boom. Phew. Cut the ring. Exactly. Cut the ring. Exactly.
On the other hand, analyst Tony Jeff recently argued that Mayweather's return appears driven by ego, suggesting he struggles with the idea of being overshadowed, especially following Tyson's highly publicized event against Jake Paul.
Why? It's easy, because Floyd always was the bad guy. Once again, he's gonna be the bad guy. And I think that if there's any way to try to remove his O, it may happen.
Inside camp, Mayweather is reportedly training with remarkable sharpness and agility, moving fluidly and looking surprisingly youthful while displaying the speed and defensive precision that once made him nearly untouchable.
We can while we can, and then get out of the sport. But with these two, they're multi-millionaires. And I want to get into the tail of the tape and talk about exactly the records and all of that stuff with it. But first, I just want to say, I believe that these are doing this for different things. Mike Tyson is doing it purely for the money. Purely for the money. Floyd is doing it for the money as well, but also I believe Floyd's doing it for that limelight. You've seen the numbers that Mike Tyson, Jake Paul got, and I think this is the most viewed fight of all time, Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm sure it was. It was hosted on Netflix. And Floyd's been one in the past with his ego that he wants to just, be in that limelight all the time. And when you're not in the limelight all the time, you want to have that.
Continues pounding the heavy bag with controlled power and crisp technique, demonstrating not only hand speed, but also the relentless focus that built his undefeated reputation.
Hook right here. Right here, hook. Again. Hook right here. You slide and drop. Hunch it, wait till help you go. Drop. Walk it. Pitch it. Six. Punch it. Pitch it.
Shot. Oh, look at it.
Watch it. I step back like I have my distance. That's why I step. See, I have my distance. Fighters don't know their distance. You gotta know your distance.
Journalist Henry has openly questioned the direction boxing is heading as legendary figures return for exhibition bouts. He pointed out that Manny Pacquiao is reportedly set to face Rukia Ampo, while Mayweather is being linked to Tyson. In his view, these matchups appear motivated more by financial opportunity than sporting necessity. He finds the trend uncomfortable, particularly when older fighters step back into high-risk environments. Concerns surrounding Tyson intensified after his recent event with Jake Paul, which already divided opinion. Still, Henry admits the scale of a Mayweather-Tyson spectacle would be massive, especially with a platform like Netflix potentially involved. Even critics feel the intrigue. For purists, the real storyline becomes decline, questioning who has lost more sharpness over time. Mayweather has been inactive for years, while Pacquiao endured more career wars. That uncertainty fuels curiosity, even among skeptics.
Again, touch the guy. Hedge it.
Commentator Adola has also raised serious questions about the reported clash between Mayweather and Tyson potentially taking place in the Democratic Republic of Congo. He wonders whether the event is firmly secured or quietly losing momentum behind the scenes. The unusually early announcement, with the September date revealed back in February, feels excessive compared to the traditional 3 or 4-month promotional cycle. Such a long runway could signal either an ambitious global buildup or uncertainty in negotiations. He also examined Netflix's growing strategy of staging spectacle-driven combat events, suggesting the platform may be reshaping how legacy fights are marketed worldwide.
Mayweather's taking on Mike Tyson of all people. That's the most money-motivated thing I've ever heard. It's utterly bizarre. And I don't want to see Mike Tyson anywhere near the ring again, especially after that Jake Paul fiasco. This whole thing's incredibly weird. I don't like it. I'm a proper boxing fan, and these fights to me, this OAP stuff they've got going on when they bring back these old fighters for one more go at each other, it's just not something that I particularly enjoy. Now look, it's going to be on Netflix. It's probably going to be a massive event. I'm probably going to end up covering it because they are 2 former champions of note, and it is going to go on their professional records. But if you thought the first fight wasn't particularly entertaining, I can't imagine this one's going to be much better. The one thing I will say is that I believe Pacquiao's in better condition than I realized after the effort he put in against Mario Barry. Not had a proper fight in such a long time, which you could argue means he won't be as sharp in the ring. But then on the other hand, Pacquiao's had way more fights than Mayweather has, so you could argue he's got less left in the tank. It's difficult to figure out what it means for either guy, and we don't really know which way it's going to go. But I guess, if I'm being really honest, as much as I don't love it, there's always going to be a little bit of intrigue there. Kind of don't like myself for it, but I'm just being honest with you guys. And I think if we want to have a real conversation about what this fight represents is a continued frustration around the truth about the first fight, which was that it came too late and it turned into more and more of a cash grab. This fight embodies that to a whole new level. Even for the broadcaster Netflix, I don't believe they're truly invested in the sport of boxing. They'll take one-off big events that get them more subscribers, that increase their revenue, that increase their subscription base, but they don't really care about the sport. If they did, they'd be putting on a lot more events than just these mega fights that involve, you know, influencers and fighters that are well past